Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Ryan with 4x4trails.pro. Today we're going to do an updated trail condition video. Basically we're going from red lakes to blue lakes again, and according to some of our viewers the trail conditions have deteriorated slightly, so we'll see what that looks like and we'll let you know. Stay tuned. And here we are at the entrance to Red Lake. So off to the left hand side there, you see that's where the actual trail starts, Forestdale Road. We will be driving down that here shortly. But first we like to stop off at Red Lake here just to check out the view. And we use it as a staging area, basically to air down, check the vehicles one last time, meet up with our group, that sort of thing, let the dog use the bathroom. Basically anything you want to do before you actually get onto the trail itself. This is a good spot, and as an added bonus you get a view of Red Lake, which as you can see on a Sunday morning here, it's pretty quiet. So yeah, we love it back here. Anyways, so the trail is just right down the road, and we're gonna go ahead and get started here, so let's hit it. So up until this point, the trail's relatively mild. As the technical rating goes, very, very easy. You can see the Prius in front of us there has made it this far back in here, so most vehicles should not have a problem. Once you get to this sign, though, here on the right-hand side is when things start to change. So as you can see, that portion of the trail is not bad. However, you do have to be a little bit more methodical about which lines you're taking. There are larger ruts that run down the middle of the road. However, there was nothing out there that I didn't think a stock SUV or pickup truck couldn't handle. On a clear, dry day like today, we didn't need four-wheel drive or height clearance for this section. Okay, so while we're waiting for the traffic to clear, I did want to point out that this was the main reason for our video, was to update this portion of the trail. This portion is the most technical, and if you are going to run into a problem, chances are you're going to run into it right here. So we're going to take a close look at it, go slow, and I'm going to sort of talk us through what I'm thinking as we go up. So here we are approaching the initial ascent. There's this small little rock obstacle here. I felt it was best to stay to the right-hand side to avoid the unevenness of the left-hand side. As you can see, the trail is relatively narrow. The slope of the hillside isn't so steep in the beginning, but it gets steeper as you go up. As you can see, the rut is formed pretty big on the right-hand side. That is why I'm staying to the left on top of the rocks, where I felt that I had more control. And this obstacle here does look a little bit worse to me. The rut going into it looks bigger, so you just got to go a little bit slower and try to put the rock underneath your wheel best you can. In a lower vehicle, you could have issues with running boards, body panels getting in the way. So again, just go slow. If you need to get out and check it, by all means. But before getting out of your vehicle, make sure that you are in parked, parking brake is on, and it's not going to slide. So you'll likely have a similar issue with this rock obstacle as well. What I like to do in these situations where there's a low spot in the middle, I try to stay on the two high spots if I can. So in this particular instance, there's a high spot on the very right hand side and a high spot right in the middle, and that's what I try to put the wheels on. Just another quick pro tip is that when you're going uphill on a narrow trail like this, you do have the right of way over somebody who's coming down that hill. The idea is that it's easier to back up the hill if necessary, but hopefully one of you will just be able to get out of the way. And usually that's how these situations resolve themselves. As you can see, he found a turnout to pull into, so that's what he chose to do. So this area right here had to be the most significant find of the day. This future problem right here will likely render this trail unusable at some point in the future. You can see basically the hillside underneath the road is eroding away. And as more water fills that hole, over time it's going to get worse and worse. And once we get closer to it, you'll see just how bad it is. So unfortunately, it does look like at some point this road will be impassable. It may take a couple of years, so my suggestion would be to get out there and enjoy it while you can. With that though, this trail is still very much doable. I believe a stock Forerunner would do just fine. Stock Forerunners have about a 9.5-inch ground clearance, so as long as you're hitting that or better, you should not have any issues on this trail. You still might scrape a skid plate here and there. Or if you do have running boards, like I was saying, chrome exhaust tips and other items that do hang relatively low, those could be an issue for you on some of those rock features. And we've made it to the top. This is the highest point in elevation you'll reach on the trail. Once you get through the most technical portion of the trail, you're rewarded with these 360-degree panoramic views. Again, this is why it's earned its 10 out of 10 for scenic rating, and because of this area right here, we have to increase the difficulty to 5 out of 10. However, we do think that a stock SUV intended for off-road use would still do just fine on a clear, dry day like today. So as we begin the descent here, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the viewer who reached out and let us know that the trail conditions had changed. That's one thing to keep in mind when you're going out into the wilderness. Things change. So even though you've been there before, it may look different today. So it's always best to get the most up-to-date information that you can when you're going out to some place like this. The other thing that we wanted to mention is that there is going to be more content coming up. We realize that it's been a really long time. We are way overdue in terms of putting out new videos. We want to do more trails, product reviews, and just tips and tricks and other content, basically. So stay tuned. There's going to be more to come. And as always, get out there, hit the trails like a pro. Visit us online, www.4x4trails.pro. You can also check us out on Instagram, #4x4trailspro. We'll see you out there on the trail. Enjoy this view of the lake.